ideas and opinions expressed in the Black Shirt Podcast are not necessarily the ideas and opinions of our sponsors.
Hey, we're back!
That's right.
That's right, it's the Black Shirt
Still here.
Podcast, starring Dirk Gage.
And Clint Baker.
That's
with special
right.
guest, Dustin.
Dustin Stroud.
He's also here.
Yes.
What's up?
Dustin is the Jamie from...
Jamie, do we have a,
Can we get a clip? Can you do a Google search? Yeah.
Is that right? Do we? I
Yeah.
just he never finishes the sentence. He always just goes, Jamie, do we have a... And Jamie's always like, yeah, we got it. It's in your headset. He does all the graphic design.
Yeah. So,
Take some credit away from you.
we're back, the Black Shirt Podcast. And...
Episode 15.
15, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, we got so much good stuff tonight. We got, we're going to be talking about Animaniacs, Rick and Morty, Ash vs. Evil Dead. There's DC news. There's
New Jamie Foxx movie.
Batwoman
Some
and
cool Titans news is happening.
a New Moon Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Some weird tricky shit in Falcon versus Winter Soldier or Falcon and Winter Soldier
And most important, 3 days.
to the Mandalorian.
That's right.
I would told you it feels like 1,000 years ago, but it was like 2 weeks that I was like, dude, October's basically over already.
Yeah.
We're already there. Don't even trip. And now it's
We're
fucking
there.
2 days.
We're
Yeah,
there.
we've made it.
We are there. And
We're there.
before we get started with all this stuff, you know the drill.
Like it.
Like it, subscribe
Like it.
share
Bing.
it,
Share it. Whack.
squash it.
Whack. Follow it. Boop. Share it. Boom, 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 boom.
Yes.
I made that for you.
Yeah, that was
That
good.
was the depression themed Bop It. New for 2020.
If you just tuned in, share this right now so your
Yeah.
friends could join in. And if you're watching at home, please comment because it
Oh,
makes it more fun. We like talking
it's
to you at
interactive.
home. That's right.
Fun. People like it. You ain't got nothing to do.
Yes.
Last week's episode was really interactive. We had a lot of people
Yeah, that
talking.
was
We
a
spent
lot
spent half the episode just jawing away at all these nerds on Facebook.
It was a lot of fun.
I loved it. No one's here.
Yeah, we have 2 viewers right now.
Hey, that's good.
Hopefully one of those viewers will comment.
Maybe it was Margaret, or what's her name?
Talking about Angie?
That's the one.
Angie, yes.
She's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to start with?
All right, let's
What are
start.
we
We got some movies and TV.
Movies
Yes.
and TV news. Well, that's actually the whole fucking episode.
That was it.
To be honest.
Cool, man.
No, I mean it's all movies and TV this time around because we're moving into the fall season, which is when TV starts actually fucking taking off. And honestly, thank fucking God for it.
Yes.
Because it's been such a dry gulch for the past. Hey, what's up? It's Brian.
Yeah, what's up?
It's been such a fucking dry gulch for the past like 2 months. Just like such meh material coming out. Nothing really like. I mean, we got The Boys,
Yeah,
And then
the
we got-
boys.
Utopia.
We got Hellstrom.
Haven't done it yet.
Yeah, you got to get on that, dude.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great new stuff that's come out recently. Big gulch, huh? See you
Well,
later.
See you later.
First off, we got Animaniacs coming this way.
A new Animaniacs Hulu branded Animaniacs reboot. It has the original cast. It's all the original guys. It's Rob Paulson doing Wacko or Yakko, and it's got Pinky and the Brain still in it. So I feel like this car. I don't know if you were a fan.
What are you, team? Team
Yakko?
Are you? Well, it's just kind of like Team Jacob or Team Edward. Or are you? That was a Twilight reference.
Oh, okay.
Do you, are you Animaniacs or Tiny Toons?
Ouch. Animaniacs is
Yee.
funnier. Tiny Toons was fun, but
Mhm.
Animaniacs was really. If you look at the jokes that
Yeah.
they were doing in the 90s, like there was one that I remember that always sticks out where Prince is in the scene and Dot is like holding him and she says we should check for Prince and she's like, I've got him right here, and she said no, fingerprints, and he's like, I don't think he's gonna like that very much. That's a very highbrow joke for a television show for children. Yeah, because I didn't get it when I was a kid. And then when I heard the joke later in life, I was like, oh, wow, that was fingerprints. He's not going to like that very much.
The difference.
That's a fucking joke.
Difference was I was a grown man when that show came out.
True.
Not really.
Yeah.
but-
I'm 32 years old. I'm almost a
Yeah.
full grown man.
Almost.
But that's from Rocket Man, one of my personal faves. If you guys have never seen Rocket Man with Harlan Williams, is absolute fucking classic. But I loved Animaniacs. I thought the one of my favorite ones was The Huntsman, or was that on Freakazoid? I felt like Freakazoid and Animaniacs were both very similar. But I liked Animaniacs. I liked the Good Feathers, the Pigeons. That was one. And then theme song's great. I think Freakazoid was actually started off as like a mini cartoon on Animaniacs, if I'm not mistaken, and then it got a spinoff and got its own show.
I didn't even know what Freakazoid is.
Oh, Freakazoid was he was a funny superhero. He kind of was like Madman, but he had super speed, but really his super speed was him just running, going whoosh. And then whenever he was not paying attention, he actually had super speed when it was like for stuff that wasn't important. But whenever he was, I don't know, it's a silly cartoon from the 90s, and it was very funny. It's where the Candlejack meme came from, if anybody knows the Candlejack meme, a classic. I think this is going to be good. I think that they're going to get away with a lot. If they got away with that shit in the 90s, that joke.
Yeah, I think what they can get away with now.
Yes, especially now, you're not even on a real network. You're on Hulu.
What, like Quibi?
Nah, Quibi, R.I.P. I'm so happy that happened. I know that's not nice, but to be honest, that name sucked so bad they deserve to tank.
Only on Quibi.
And Kevin Hart comes out smelling like roses. No big deal. He just did like a big feature film for their fucking channel, and it's just like, well, I'll just go back to being the richest entertainer in the world. No big deal. But yeah, Quibi, you guys should have thought about the name. You should have called it Rando TV.
Yeah. Rando TV might have done well.
Rando TV is good. Yeah,
Holy
I think Animaniacs gonna be a hit. You're gonna get lots of Pinky and the Brain stuff back because like you kind of forget, but they were like pop icons in the 90s. Like they were like everybody knows like, what are we gonna do tonight, Pinky? Same thing. Or what are we gonna do tonight, Brian? Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world. And that's just like a trope at this point. So I think you're gonna get 1 million nostalgia points for it. Probably some really highbrow fucking writing. You got. I would be surprised if John Mulaney doesn't get involved somehow because it's like right in his wheelhouse as far as the jokes go. But yeah, I think it's gonna be good. Trailer was funny.
Speaking of animated pop
I always think of that
icons,
song, Mexico, Canada. No.
What about Rick and Morty?
They did it. Oh, this is one that I didn't realize comes out Sunday, motherfuckers.
Boom!
We're there. This is the promised land. We made it. We've done our 40 days in the desert, and now we're here. And now we're fucking here. And we get a whole new season of Rick. I don't know if you get the whole season. You get an episode of Rick and Morty.
Season 40, 40 days in the desert.
I got you with that.
Season 4 coming on HBO Max November 1st.
I didn't realize that they had did the transition to HBO Max as well.
Either.
I forgot that they got Cartoon Network's licensing because this is an Adult Swim show.
It's funny because HBO Max
now they're going to be
obtained a whole bunch
they're
of
gonna
stuff.
Be
You know what I mean?
Game over. It's like you've got Rick and Morty and all the cool DC shows.
Yeah.
And also all of the DC movie properties and the new shows that are coming, like Green Lantern, all that crap.
It's pretty much like anything that's not Disney that's cool is on HBO Max.
Yeah, and it's like pointless to have any. You want Netflix for its originals and for some other stuff, but HBO is to the point where it's like almost unfair.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was poorly launched though.
It was,
and they still haven't solved their.
And their user interface is really bad.
Yeah, and their Roku, Amazon Fire Stick situation.
They don't work.
No, they don't. They're still fighting
My brother,
over that.
He still doesn't have HBO Max. His HBO Go account hasn't transitioned to an HBO Max account somehow.
Yeah, I mean, you remember I went on a rant about it one day. I went for 10 minutes. I have to plug in my iPad into my TV. I mean, it's first world problems,
right.
But I'd like to just hit the thing on my Roku and be able to watch it. You can't, and they're fighting over data is really what it is because that's where they're making a lot of their money is on the data.
Data was a lieutenant commander. So. Yeah, stoked on this. Another big show on HBO Go that I didn't or HBO Max that I didn't ever pitch to anybody. This one's off Dome. Infinity Train.
Huh.
It's really good. It's kind of deep, kind of deeper than you want to go for a cartoon.
What is this about? I've never even heard of this show.
Girl runs away from home, gets on a train. Train is some kind of cosmic.
Goes forever, and then
runaway train, never coming back. And then I hated that fucking song as a kid. She gets on the train and it turns out it's like a mystical train to like other world. Ooh. And the train goes on forever. And you get some number on your hand, which I guess is like how many like good deeds you have to do to get off the train. And then she meets some other people on the train. And then it's all it's very Adventure Time. Very Adventure Time, very regular show. Less funny, more serious, like much more like, I have feelings. I'm a cartoon. But really good. I enjoyed it. I binged it all, and it's really great.
Adventure Time. It's a
Infinity Train.
Infinity Train.
Yeah, really good. For fans of Adventure Time regular show and Steven Universe. But HBO Max coming through in the clutch. Got Lovecraft Country, big and great, really good. Kind of tough. I can't watch more than like 2 episodes at once.
Yeah, I'm
Like-
the same way. I watch one episode and that's
Yeah,
it.
I
don't know what it is.
It's just very heavy. It's like eating fucking like a big sandwich. You're just like, God damn, okay. I don't need any chips. The sandwich was big enough. But it's really good. It's just a lot to digest.
Raised by Wolves. I really like that series a lot.
I never picked it back up. I got to episode 2 or 3 and I just like, it didn't bite me.
Dude, you got to get on that.
I've been in a fucking weird zone on TV lately.
I'm telling you, man.
I restarted Buffy. Like that's been a big one for me. I love Buffy and it's 9 seasons.
Yeah.
So I've also really been getting into Nerf Herder, the band, and they did the theme song. Probably would love that band. I think you would love them.
I love them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've never
Yeah.
talked about it, but
Yeah.
I was like, I'm pretty sure.
Love is a strong word, but I like Nerf
I
Herder.
really like
Yeah.
them. Like I've went through their catalog recently and found like a lot of tracks that I really enjoy. That I didn't think I would like that band at all, because they're just like. But when you realize they're like a punk rock Weird Al,
Yeah.
they're really good.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Garrett.
Yeah,
Great boy.
like the singer for that band is friends with Bowling for Soup.
I've seen
he's
that.
done
He
some
does a
stuff.
lot of jingles.
Yeah,
He's like he's a jingler. Oh, you told me about that. I
Yeah.
think you told me he did the song for his dog or something. What was next? I went off on a tangent.
Yeah, it was Sherman. The
Infinity.
Sherman balloon song was really good.
with Infinity Train, HBO Max, Rick and Morty season 4.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
And what about a little Ash, or a little bit of Evil Dead Rise? Excuse me.
So yeah, new Evil Dead movie. We got a little bit of a tip off from the fucking Chin himself. Fucking Bruce Campbell came out, talked about the film a little bit. He's not in it. He is executive producing, and he said that it's going to have a female protagonist and that it's going to take place in a city. So those are not so cryptic clues when you look at the rest of the Evil Dead franchise. There's a lot. He actually, it's funny because I got the answer that I wanted about Star Wars from fucking Evil Dead, where he was like, it's a big universe. This stuff happens to a lot of other people. We're going to explore some of the other people that have issues with the Necronomicon. And I was like, that's a novel fucking idea. Maybe you should try that, Disney. Branch out from the Star Wars, from the fucking Skywalker saga a little bit and touch on that infinite universe of possibilities that you
Yeah.
have with other properties. But it sounds like they're taking the lead on that. So, new Evil Dead movie, not a reboot, not a remake, not a sequel. Strange. Just a, what would you call it? A Venn diagram movie. It's a crossover,
Side
but
story.
but it's not canon, is what I'd call it, I guess.
Cannon fodder.
Maybe
Yeah.
not.
Probably pretty good.
Probably gonna be good. You got Sam Raimi at the helm. He's the king. What are you gonna do? If it's Sam and Bruce working together on the movie, that means it's gonna have what you want. And I'll bet you a fucking nickel. There's a goddamn Ash cameo in it. I'll bet you my bottom dollar. He's gonna show up at the end and be like, "All right, you primitive screwheads." And he works at Taco Bell or something. He's not even really involved. He works at a grocery store. So this is gonna be good. See it 500 years from now. Just got a weird craving for pancakes. I don't know why.
Yeah. There is going to be a new Jamie Foxx movie.
Yeah, Day Shift.
Day Shift. He's a vampire hunter. That should be pretty
By
good.
night. In the daytime, he's a pool man.
Cool boy.
So yeah, apparently he's been getting some Netflix deals lately because he was
Tom
in that.
Cruise's pool boy.
What was that Power movie that he just was in? The Superpowers. We take.
I don't
take
even remember what it was
pills.
called, but it was good. It was entertaining.
I liked
fun.
it.
It was fun.
I loved that he was like pistol shrimp. That was like he was like, what? There's one animal that is more don't fuck with than any other animal
Yeah.
in the animal kingdom. It's the pistol shrimp. And you're like, what? Where's he going with this? And he's like, pistol shrimp. They can supercharge water to like 1,000 degrees and kill you. And it's like, oh, that's his power then. And then immediately he's like,
Boom. See you later.
But it's pretty good, and so I feel like Netflix is doing pretty good with their original films. I even really liked Bright. I don't know if anybody saw that one, the Will Smith movie. I thought it was good, and I really loved. I loved the little jab of Will Smith when he smacks that fairy with the fucking baseball bat in his yard, and he's like, "Yeah, all lives don't matter today," or something like that. He said some fucking bit, and I was like, "Man, that wouldn't fly now."
Yeah.
But it was really funny at the time, and the movie itself was really good. It's a really good allegory for racism because it's like that's what you're really talking about, real race, like different races.
Oh, that movie. Yeah, that movie was awesome.
I thought it was really
yeah,
good.
I really enjoyed
Yeah,
that movie.
I thought it was super sick. It's supposed to get a sequel.
Oh, cool.
But Netflix has been really just watched another Netflix original pretty recently. It had Method Man in it. It's called Bronx versus Vampires. So
Ooh, I gotta go watch that.
it's okay. So it was good.
I just like Method Man, dude. I love Wu-Tang.
He's kind of not in it a lot, but he's good. And he does get a fight scene, and it's really cool. It's kind of kiddie movie, but still good. But
Cool.
that's kind of like, it feels like Netflix is kind of branching out a little bit with they're trying a lot of I guess what you'd call like an urban horror film,
Mhm.
and having a lot of success with it. I'm really enjoying it. So feel like that movie's gonna be good. Jamie Foxx doesn't fuck around. He's good almost every time.
Yeah.
You'd be hard pressed to point me at something that he did that I didn't.
The
like.
Amazing Spider-Man Electro.
Didn't even see it. So
It was.
Watch the first.
I'm not gonna blame him for that. I think he's gonna be great in
I
the
watched
next
the
one.
first Andrew Garfield one,
Yeah,
and I thought it was really bad.
it was just too campy.
It's
The-
also
just the
like-
feel. It was just super bad.
At a certain point, you're just like, dude, are we really doing this again? It's like, I feel like MASH. It's like once MASH happened, it was like we'll never remake MASH.
Well,
You just don't.
You know me, dude. I'm like give everything a pass.
Yeah, you are.
So,
I'm the
yeah,
opposite. I give
yeah,
nothing a pass.
I'm pretty good. I just want some entertainment. But I remember seeing that, and again,
Who's the villain in the first one? Is it Rhino?
no Rhino. I can't remember anymore.
They blurs into one movie for me because I didn't see
yeah.
the second one. But
They redid Green Goblin, but with a younger guy.
oh, I do remember
Yeah,
that.
that's what-
And
that's what it
He's
was.
in the new one.
Yeah, but what I remember is thinking, I'm glad I'm not at work, but this is pretty bad.
Right.
Like, and
you
when
almost would rather go to work.
Like I'm the
Yeah.
one guy that had like, of course, it could have been a little better, but I still had a good time watching The Dark Phoenix. You know what I mean? And where most people are like, ugh, about that movie, I was like, hey, dude, I wasn't at work. I was enjoying some stuff. I got this,
Sure. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I guess it's like when you don't have to go to work, but you still have to do yard work. That's what it feels like to me. Where you're like, I'm not at work, but I'm still working. This isn't fun for me. So, yeah.
Also,
Andrew Garfield was like so noticeably old. Like he was on the like same level as Tobey Maguire. Like when you watch Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 3, you're like, God damn, dude, you are 35.
yeah,
And you're like supposed to be a teenager. Like, chill out.
sure.
And then you look at Andrew Garfield and it's like, that dude is not in high school. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I can suspend disbelief as much as the next guy. This guy's got electric powers. This dude's got spider webs shooting out of his hands. Sure. But you want me to believe this motherfucker's not 35 years old? Forget about it. I'm sorry. I draw the line.
I never even put that together.
He's so old. Look at the fucking guy. He's older than fucking molasses.
It's kind of like seeing a picture. Have you seen Justin Bieber lately?
Don't want to, but I imagine.
No, you need to go look at a picture of Justin Bieber. I'm like, dude, you look like a meth head under the like the overpass.
Yeah, but that's like par for
on the highway.
Par for the course for all of those guys. He's got Aaron Carter.
Dude,
syndrome.
he looks like Ernest P. Worrell. Like
Oh.
dude's looking like.
You know what I mean, Vern?
All of a sudden, you're like used to seeing this youthful boy, and then all of a sudden, it's Ernest P. Worrell. You're
Reality
like, what happened?
Hits you hard,
Yeah,
bro.
it's weird, man.
It's real shit. But
Well, let's talk about some. Let's talk about some DC news.
ooh, this is one of my faves.
Boom.
This is big. So they've revealed that Red Hood is gonna be in season 3 of Titans, and I'm trying to dance around some spoilers here, but for those of you who are in the know, Jason Todd is the Red Hood, generally speaking, and it doesn't. He comes back on. It's almost like a vengeance kick, where he's like, "I'm gonna be like a thorn in Batman's side by being like a better Batman." I guess is kind of his motive, and
Dirk,
after he dies from the Joker, that's like the big plot twist is that the Red Hood is the Joker's old moniker, And then the new Red Hood is the guy that the Joker killed that was Batman's fault. And he's not dead in the show. Hasn't happened yet. So I don't know how they're gonna.
Yeah, I was like, well, that just means he's got to die.
Yeah, and I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, does that mean also that they have to introduce the Joker?
I mean,
Or are they going to kill him some other way? Like, do you rewrite the story, or do you kill him some other way? Or do you not explain anything? He just disappears for a little bit, and then all of a sudden he shows up.
Have you done Titans yet?
Yeah, I've watched both seasons.
Oh, it's super good.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
First season's a little hokey with the goddamn graphics.
It's a little jank.
But they got a little budget in the second season, and it gets a lot better.
Yeah.
And I really liked, what's his name from fucking Game of Thrones as Bruce Wayne. I thought he was perfect.
Oh, he was great. Yeah,
he was really good. And that episode where he's kind of like,
Khaleesi.
where he's like talking shit the whole episode to Robin, to Dick, and he's like, you never were
He was
good.
like a hallucination.
Yeah, and he's like, you never were good enough. You fucking suck. Like you.
Mormont, what's his name?
Sir Joris.
Isn't his last name Mormont? Jorah Mormont. Yeah.
Jorah of House.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy's he kicks a whole lot of ass as Bruce Wayne. But the show has strangely the show also has Hawk and Dove in it, which is fucking in your face. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the show's done a strangely good job of sticking to the Titans story. Like if you look at the actual canon of the Titans universe, it's like something that was never really addressed in the previous iterations of Teen Titans, like the animated series, was that Garfield has a previous career as a superhero because he was in the fucking Doom Patrol. And so first thing off the bat, they're like, he's in the Doom Patrol. Like, he's in the Doom Patrol show, and he's in the Doom Patrol, and he was in the Doom Patrol in Titans, and then the Doom Patrol crosses over. And so you get a lot of the canon stuff in the show, so it's like, okay, would they do a fucking about face when it comes to the most iconic character in the series? Because I feel like Jason Todd is kind of the one that everybody knows.
And they just introduced Nightwing too.
Yeah, Robin stopped being Robin and started being Nightwing. Yeah. But I feel like of the star power of the characters you're talking about,
right?
Jason Todd and Dick are kind of like neck and neck, and everybody else is kind of like, meh. Who are you talking about again? And it's like Starfire, and you're like, I don't care. And so it's like, I feel like they can't take that risk with this character. They have to. It has to be the Joker. It has to be the Joker that kills him. The Joker kills Jason Todd is like one of the very few things in comic books that is static.
Yeah,
it is always, how did Jason Todd die? Joker killed him.
They'll probably keep it, but I have
Uncle Ben stays dead. Jason Todd gets beaten to death with a crowbar, and those are the only two things that are fucking true in comic books for your whole life.
I have a weird suspicion, though, that they might do something where, you don't see it. It just happened somewhere else.
Right.
And then, oh, yeah, we didn't know it, but across the country.
But there's so much shit.
Across the country.
You don't get the scene of Batman holding him. You don't have that. So how do you do it?
Well, they did.
You don't have the rights to use the Joker.
They did have Batman in that one episode where
right, but it was like his cape.
No. They had him kicking ass. In
right,
the
but it was
Batcave.
all of those it
was a hallucination or something.
It was also strategically shot so they never showed the symbol or the face because the licensing rights they can't. If you go back and watch it again, it's like they had a stand-in.
No, they full on showed him.
No, they didn't. No way. They can't.
They did.
All right. Well,
yeah.
You know what? Put it on your website.
Tomorrow.
Put it on your website. Yeah. We'll have to.
It was like a
we'll
weird.
have to fact check that.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Unless I'm thinking of another show.
You might be.
I might be.
I remember seeing him in the show. You might be talking about Gotham.
No, this was a SWAT team goes into Wayne Manor, and raids.
I remember the scene.
Again, I thought,
but it's all from it shows his back shoulder, and it shows him flash over here and do this and this, but you can't ever get a clear picture of him because they're not allowed to use his picture.
By the end of it, I think he had half of his cowl blown off, and he was just kind of do it, and it was a weird hallucination.
I may be wrong. I've been wrong before.
It was a weird thing
once or twice.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, but
I did think Carl Winslow was on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, so I could be wrong.
But if they can use him, they can only use him in
bits,
chops, little bitty chops. So it's not like they can have the scene which is Joker's got him tied up in a fucking restaurant or some shit. He's
Right.
beating him with a crowbar. Batman's like trying to get there, runs up to the door, boom, explosion. And then he's holding Jason Todd in his arms and he's fucking sad. And that's such
Killing
an,
joke.
right. It's such an iconic scene that it's even been like reproduced in other comic covers. Like when Cyclops is holding Jean Grey. It's the exact rip after
Yeah.
the Phoenix Saga. It's an exact rip of the Batman holding Jason Todd cover. It's been reproduced a million times. So it's so iconic that you kind of can't not do it. And it would be an injustice, huh? No,
Yeah.
no pun,
Meh.
no pun
Meh.
intended, to downplay the importance of Jason Todd's demise
Okay.
and his eventual rise as the Red Hood. So maybe Red Hood just shows up and they're like, we don't know who it is. And you're like, that's Jason fucking Todd. And they're like, who could it be? It could be anyone. And then you're like, is it Jason Todd though? And then it is.
Or he'll show up and get in a fight with the Nightwing.
Yeah.
And then he'll be like, hey, I recognize
Wow,
this fighting
you know,
style.
yeah, you know Jin Shuang Kung Fu, and only 2 people know Jin Shuang
Well,
Kung Fu.
in other Bat news,
Batwoman.
yeah,
Is that where
Batwoman.
we are?
Yeah, we're at Batwoman.
Comic book's least exciting superhero.
You remember you remember Ruby Rose.
Do you?
Yeah. Ruby Rose, she quit the role for various reasons.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah.
Is it that you don't like, you wanted a better comic book role because Batwoman sucks?
You should.
Well, we got Javicia Leslie taking up the role of Batwoman.
Cool. We've transitioned from one person I don't give a crap about to another one. Both playing a
And,
character I
like-
don't give a crap about. And so it's like, okay, cool. She's a lady. She's got her own shtick going on. She loves ladies. That's cool too. She's dating the Question. That's kind of sick. She's also a millionaire. But when you like look at the parallels, you're just like, you guys just like made a lesbian woman Batman. Like,
And
and then they go so far as to like, she's a millionaire. She made her millions off of Wayne Enterprises. It turns out that she's Bruce Wayne's cousin. It turns out that the gear that she got was made by Lucius Fox somehow. Like, all of it is just like, okay, what's original about the character other than that she's a lesbian? Nothing. She's nothing. She's just like a color swap of Batman.
And then the next year they put out Bat Dog. Bat Dog. He was
Batman is a real
He
dog.
was a dog, and then he was a millionaire dog. It actually
There is
and
actually
then
a bat dog. I don't know if you know about Ace the Bat Hound.
there was also Bat,
And
which
Ace
was
is actually badass.
Yeah.
Bat was a bat that became a bat.
Bat. And then
yeah.
Crypto the Super Dog also. There are actually, I would go so far as to say that there are pets in the DC universe that have more invested in their storyline than this woman. But
And
when
I
you
know-
look at the other, there's like, even Nightwing. Nightwing becomes Batman. Like, Dick Grayson is the guy that's in charge to take the fucking mantle.
Right.
But he's also his own character with his own fucking business going on. He moves to Bloodhaven. He stops fucking around with Batman. He changes his superhero identity. He starts the Titans. He's got his own stuff.
Yes.
She doesn't have anything that doesn't directly rely on Batman. And that's what makes it not as good.
Well, it's funny though. Now we're living in the future. It's easy.
It makes me sound like an asshole because I'm like, of course I don't like the gay one, but it's like, that's not why. It's just you made a fucking stock character. And there are other ladies in the Bat universe. Batgirl got her own story, got her own situation, got her own personal relationships, got her own standalone comics, standalone books, game, a whole thing.
Right.
It's just like a lot of the Batman supporting cast's best arcs are them ceasing their relationship with Batman,
Right.
not relying on him anymore. And that goes for Jason Todd, Tim Drake becoming Red Robin, like all of those characters, John Paul Valley, even with fucking Azrael, like that. There's a dynamic there that she doesn't have. And it's just, it's a little sticky when you're like, if I put you guys up next to it, the Venn diagram of her and Batman, it's like everything's in the fucking middle. There's nothing on the outsides. And so she's just kind of meh. And I wouldn't give her own fucking show.
Yeah.
Like, it just seems so reachy.
This costume's better.
It is better.
As a pro.
Yeah. And
again, we're not talking about this actress. I'm sure.
no, the actress
Yeah,
from Adam.
Javicia is
Sure,
probably going to
that
do a
she's great.
badass job.
but I bet that if
I'm going to watch it. I'm excited to
if you
see
were
it.
asking me what I thought, the reason I thought the first fucking lady left It's because it's like I don't want to play a one-dimensional character
Yeah.
whose only angle is that she's a lesbian, and that's what the show revolves around, probably. Like, and everything else is just like Batman, but if he was a lesbian. And it's like, okay, but like, what else you got? And they're like, nothing. We don't need anything else. That's what it's on the CW, bud. This is the CW. So yeah, it's meh. I'm sure she'll get into the Crossworlds. She'll be in Legends of Tomorrow.
I kind of thought that about Green Arrow when I first thought Green Arrow. I was
That's
like,
fair.
this is like a poor man's Batman. It's like he's a
Totally fair. But
rich guy that's got rich toys, and
redeems himself.
learns karate, and he
And maybe she will, but I'm not talking about the character from the show. I'm talking as a character in the comics.
yeah.
She's just so bland. Like, there's not a lot of spice there. And then you find out she's Batman's fucking cousin, and you're just like, okay, that's even worse. Like, you didn't even come to these conclusions, like, on your own, really. You kind of just, like, copied off of Batman and said, like, change the name on the paper.
Well, maybe she's going to be interesting because she's going to be a new character because clearly they're gonna have to like write out
the real
Ruby
actress.
Rose, the real actress.
Yeah.
Since she's gone, they're gonna have to write that out somehow. She's gonna either get killed off or move. They're not gonna just all of a sudden cast a black actress to take up the same thing and pretend like it's
Yeah,
different.
they weren't gonna just recast Aunt Vivian and act like it didn't
Well,
fucking
maybe-
happen in Fresh Prince. But guess what, sister?
Yeah, well,
I'm still holding on to that one because they
yeah.
totally fucking did.
I'm actually hopeful now. Honestly, now that the light bulb just went off, maybe they're gonna write something interesting into the story that makes her interesting.
Maybe.
Because it's gonna be not her cousin,
It could,
you know.
happen. Yeah,
So
could
unless
happen.
it's like another cousin
Eh.
who's married into the
Her
family,
most
like
interesting arc for me was that she was dating another more interesting character. That was like her most interesting feature was that she was dating the Question, Renee Montoya, and that was like her claim to fame for me. And so she could prove herself. I'm not saying I've kiboshed it for the rest of my life, but you're gonna have to do better than lesbian Batman.
hey, I'm
to,
wondering.
to impress me.
I can't remember.
You know, lesbian Batman is a good name for a band and a sex move.
I'm one.
Infinity Train.
Man, I
That's
gotta do
also
some
great.
research.
Also great.
I'm wondering if Javicia Leslie was already in the show and
Oh,
and
and they just like moved her over.
moved her over because that might be one of the like somebody in the show. I
Like a
can't
supporting
remember.
cast member.
Yeah, that took up the mantle.
Huh.
Hold on,
See, I don't even like that term, take up the mantle, because the mantle is Batman's mantle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you didn't take up no fucking mantle. There's only one mantle, and it's Dick's. Sorry about your bad luck. Dick takes the mantle. John Paul Valley tried and failed. He was deemed unworthy. Damien also tries, and he gets banished as well. And maybe I'm color me jaded, but Batman's just got a really great supporting cast. So you really got to kind of like to pop a new one in when you're talking about Alfred and Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon and Commissioner Gordon and all of the like Bat family. You really got to have something special to beat those because those are all really, really, what are the dynamic
Yeah.
relationships that he has with those people and the different relationships that they have as heroes and as regular people. And so she just doesn't bring a lot to the table. She uses the exact same gear as Batman. She doesn't have anything special. Suit's basically the same. But also for combat, that is a terrible outfit decision. That's a cape on your head that you can pull. And I will bet you $1 to donuts she gets grabbed by a bad guy by the hair.
You think so?
First 3 episodes. Guaranteed. And then she's going to shave her head. And somebody's going to be like, that's a good idea. You should have done that from the beginning.
Well, let's move on since we've already taken a giant dump all over Batwoman for about for 10 minutes.
You know, I've been taking a dump on
yeah.
Batwoman since 2006. So
Well, high five to Javicia. I just
Roll of a
butchered that.
lifetime.
Javicia Leslie.
roll of a
um,
lifetime.
Yeah, I'm
You're
sure.
gonna love it.
I'm actually hopeful because I think maybe they're going to rewrite the actual story to put her in there, and it might actually make it interesting.
It's a good
So,
start.
Yeah. Well, let's move on here. What else we got?
We're down to the nitty gritty here. I don't think we got much left.
Well, we got some Falcon. Winter Soldier. We're into the Marvel stuff now. It keeps getting pushed back, but you know what? Mandalorian, we thought that was forever, and now we're here.
Now it's tomorrow.
Now it's So before you know it, and I was watching a YouTube video with one of these subscriptions that I got, and they gave me a little clue, and I texted it to Dirk. I was like, "Hey, dude, check this stuff
and then
out."
this took me down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories
That's right.
about the movie.
This is a toy for the up
Is
and
it a
coming.
show or a movie? It's a show.
It's a show.
Cool.
It's a series, yeah.
Yeah.
And they released some toys, and they have John Walker listed as Captain America.
John Walker being the U.S. agent.
Yeah,
that we talked
he's
about
supposed to be U.S. agent. What
last
the
week.
hell?
Yeah,
He's going to be played by Wyatt Russell.
Well, and that guy's awesome. I was talking
Yeah.
about him earlier. He's in Overlord, and he's also, and I'm pretty sure that role in Overlord is what got him this role because he plays like a Sergeant Rock, military 1940s, like fuck you America, do what I fucking say, like a sergeant guy. And he's in the film, he's very much like, mission's what's important, not me, not you, fuck you, all your stupid garbage stuff, like, doesn't matter. Like, what really matters is blowing up this Nazi radio tower. And if I have to die to do that, like, who cares? And so I think that very laser-focused American attitude is what they wanted with U.S. Agent.
Well, and the theory on him,
Really good theory.
Yeah.
Actually, probably, I'll go so far as to say it's not a theory. It's fact.
it's probably what's going to happen.
Captain America is the property of the United States government. It's not something that you can hand down. And so the United States government owns every aspect of Captain America's being. The shield belongs to them. All of it was on lease to Steve Rogers as Captain America. They own his likeness. They make action figures. There's jokes about it in the early movies.
Yeah.
So I believe what's going to happen here is that Captain America passed the torch without the ability to do so, tells Sam Wilson that he's going to be Captain America. Sam Wilson puts on his new shiny Captain America suit, and then some dickhead from the government comes in and is like, sir, actually, you are not Captain America. Captain America is property of the United States government, and you are violating a copyright. And the last thing you want is to be in a copyright battle with the U.S. government. So you need to go back to being the Falcon. And also, we own those wings that you use as the Falcon.
So give those back.
And then they're going to say, this is Captain America, and fucking Johnny Walker's going to walk out. And
What?
he's going to be...
But I wanted to be Captain America.
Well, and so what's going to happen, because John Walker as U.S. agent was much more peacemakery. He was much more like, fuck you, America at all costs. Like, I don't give a shit about nothing. Like, if I have to stomp babies' heads in for America, then that's what I'm doing. And so I think he's going to be a much more like ruthless, less wholesome, more no-nonsense, more aggro Captain America. And they're going to have to do like an image overhaul for him. Like, they'll probably have to cover up for him a bunch in the media, kind of like The Boys.
Oh, yeah.
And then the third time he gets drunk and punches some guy in the face and knocks all his fucking teeth out, they're going to be like, dude, this guy can't be Captain America. He doesn't do it like Steve did. Because, like, you could think about it on paper. They're like, anybody can be Captain America. Put the suit on, throw the shield, wave at somebody,
They'll be like,
salute the fucking troops. It's easy. It's an easy job. And then, because if you remember, Captain America wasn't created to be a superhero. He was created as a marketing campaign for World War II. He was used to get kids to sign up for the fucking war. So the government, that's how they see Captain America. They don't see Captain America as a hero. They see Captain America as as Uncle Sam, as a, I don't know, what's another fucking
a symbol.
like
He's
Smokey,
a symbol.
like
Yeah.
Smokey the Bear.
Yeah, exactly.
And so they're like, anyone can be fucking Smokey.
He's our mascot.
Yeah, he's a mascot.
Yeah.
He's not, to the U.S. government, he isn't a superhero. And he's not a free fucking agent by any goddamn means either. Because even the juice in his veins belongs to America, dog. That's
right.
American. That's all American tech. And so, theory, lock it the fuck in. That's what's going to happen. He's going to be Captain America for a little bit. He's going to get fired. And then they're going to call Sam Wilson back and be like, okay, look, you can be you can be Captain America. All right.
Johnny Walker, he'd probably drink a lot.
I'm pretty sure he did have like a booze problem in the comics. I think he was like, he was like a drunk fighter.
Yeah, that's probably the joke behind his name
Well,
in the first
other
place.
U.S. agent was It's Johnny
Jack
Walker and Jack Daniels. Yeah.
You know, those guys are getting drunk at Marvel, just get drunk drawing these things.
But I would love to see U.S. Agent just on print because I've always, or on film, because I've always
I
loved the idea of the character.
I saw some pictures of U.S. Agent, and he's not going to have the black.
No black.
No, it's
That
going to be
sucks.
blue, very much like the Captain America thing.
Yeah.
But with the star over here, and it's so,
Which is reminiscent of the costume. They won't do
Yeah.
the black thing.
they don't
but-
want to do that because it's probably too menacing looking to like
Yeah.
for a show.
Yeah.
We're so used to
Even
it.
though
to
it was kick ass.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a great
I mean,
He was
costume.
badass.
Badass
Yeah,
costume.
He was
mean-
like an operator. He was like a special forces.
Yeah.
all my shirts are black, and I'm
Black
I'm
shirt
on a
podcast.
black shirt podcast. I'm like, I'm down with the black. I'm wearing black jeans, black socks, black
But I
shoes,
think
black hoodie,
His
black bandana.
I do think that that's going to be the like moral lesson
Mhm.
of the show. Is it's like not anybody can do this, bud. You gotta
Yeah.
be. You gotta.
You gotta
have,
be pure, man. You gotta
Well,
be pure.
And that's what they say that's why Bucky didn't. This is more conspiracy diving, but that's why Cap didn't give Bucky the shield. He gave it to Falcon because when he becomes Captain America,
Yeah.
that doctor guy says he's like, nah, he's like, you're a good person. You're not a great soldier, but you're a good person, and that's what's more important.
And I bet
And Bucky is not a good person. He's a great soldier. And Sam Wilson is not a great soldier, but he's a good person. So he more matches the Steve Rogers mentality of being Captain America.
you Johnny Walker can't lift Thor's hammer either.
Damn sure can't. I bet you dollars to fucking donuts he can't. But he is going to be kick ass. And I would bet that you get to have a cool Falcon, Winter Soldier, U.S. Agent fight,
Yeah, that'll be cool.
which will be sick.
It'll be exciting to see them develop a Falcon's character a little bit more, give him more screen time, and make him cool because he's been he's been like a B teamer the whole
Fucking-
time.
Honestly, he's fucking lucky he's getting this. Like, dead serious.
Yeah.
As a Falcon fan, I've liked him since the old comics, like when he
Yeah.
had a real bird
Mm-hmm.
as his teammate. I don't remember I don't remember what his name was. His name was like Hootie or something. But
But it's kind of like the James Gunn.
effects. Yeah, you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah,
'cause
with an
nobody cares.
unknown character,
'Cause
just
nobody cares.
make him badass.
Yeah, but see, Winter Soldier's not unknown. Winter Soldier's a real ass character, and he was a big part of a big story arc for all of Marvel Comics. Like,
He's just legitimizing Falcon. They're like, we gotta give this.
yeah, it feels like buddy cop.
we gotta give this some more weight. You know?
Yeah,
It's like
he's Mel Gibson.
it's like they wanted to give Hooch. They wanted to
sense.
give Hooch a movie.
yeah, but we needed Turner.
But you needed Turner.
You
You
gotta
know?
have Turner.
Yeah, like Milo and Otis. You gotta have Otis. You know what I mean? Like they just wanted Milo.
Fox, Hound. You gotta have it all. So yeah, I really think
Tango, Cash.
that's
Okay,
what's
I'm
gonna
done.
happen, and that's gonna be the lesson from the show, is that the U.S. government's gonna learn that Captain America is more than a symbol; it's an attitude, it's a way of life, and that Sam Wilson embodies that more than John Walker. But they're gonna give John Walker a shot at it first, and he's gonna fuck it up, and that's what I think. He's gonna punch a senator. Drop a kid off a fucking building or something. They're like, "Whoa, dude!"
Hey man, that might make it really great. Actually,
Well,
well, in Jewish news, Moon Knight.
is also getting a show.
Yes.
Give him a fucking. Hey, you get a show, and you get a show.
Is Moon
If you
is
get-
Moon Knight going to be a show or a
It's a show.
or a
I'm
movie?
pretty sure it's a series.
It
I'm almost sure.
what and you know who it's going to be? It looks like it's not
It's not final,
It's not inked yet, but they're in
when-
negotiations.
now
I'm
that-
pretty sure they're going to
Once
do
the
this.
internet starts making fan photos of it, it's going out.
Boom.
Yeah,
Oscar Isaac.
that guy rules.
Guy's awesome and everything.
And that
It's
Moon
good.
Knight pick is also fucking sick for those of you who can't watch at home.
Yeah.
There's a leaked pic of Moon Knight, and it looks really good. Face mask is kind of weird, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
And Moon Knight's a crazy character. Like I feel like I'm living in fucking like literally in a fucking like time hole, because all this stuff when I was a kid, like if this all happened when I was 13, I would have been flipping the fuck out. But now that I live in the darkest timeline, it's just like,
You-
are my dreams becoming nightmares?
You know how crappy these movies would have been if it had come out when you were 13?
Yes, they would be.
They would be awful.
David Hasselhoff, Agent of Shield. But Moon Knight is another very intriguing character who does not get a lot of action, and for some reason now has a multi-million-dollar Netflix television series. Is it Netflix or Disney Plus?
No, it's gonna be Disney Plus.
Disney
dude.
Plus, yeah. So, but that's the only solution I can come up with is that they're just saying like, okay, who do we got? And you're like,
Give us the background for those at home who don't know who Moon Knight is.
So Moon Knight is he was like a mercenary. He like killed people for money. He develops PTSD and what's a social dissociative disorder. So he has like multiple personalities, and in his dying moments, he's visited by the Egyptian god Khonshu, I believe, and basically does like a deal with the devil, Faustian bargain, to like serve as the avatar of Khonshu on Earth in exchange for his life and to not die. And so he's given powers by this Egyptian god, and then he goes back and sells a bunch of his shit. Like he sells something to do with his mercenary career. He sells,
And he's a former CIA agent.
yeah. And so he's the only superhero with multiple personalities besides Crazy Jane on Doom Patrol. But he was the first one, I think. I think Moon Knight predates her. And so he's really what he is he's just like he's like Daredevil, Batman fused together with multiple personalities and a better sense of humor. And he's very funny. A lot of his shtick is kind of Spider-Man-y, like making snarky comments, but much more on the like occult side of things. Like there's this one picture I showed you guys earlier where he's like busts into Dracula's house and he's like, "Dracula, where are you, you big fucking nerd?" And so it's just like the fact that you could call Dracula a big fucking nerd to his face is like very funny. So he's got like moon batarangs, and he also is a master martial artist, Olympic level athlete. He has powers and then he loses them, and then it's kind of like Blue Beetle, where like has powers and then doesn't, and then does again, and then sort of does and then doesn't though. And he's also a bajillionaire too. He makes a bunch of money. He has a bunch of money. So very Batman-y. Not a
lot of bajillionaires.
Like I would be hard pressed to tell you who his like main villain is, because I don't know.
That's perfect. They can make it anybody they want.
But he was always one of those characters that was just like, I hesitate to say shoehorned, because he lives in the city. Like he lives like where Daredevil and Spider-Man live and the Punisher, and he's adjacent to all of those characters. So he's kind of like just like a guy that would show up whenever something big was happening. He'd be like, "Hey guys, what are you guys doing?" And they're like, "With Moon Knight, you're still here?"
He was like a crossover superstar.
Yeah, and he really would always be in the crossover, but it was always just like, "Hey guys, I'm also here." And then they'd be like, "Who's that?" And it's like, "Oh fuck, I forgot. Moon Knight still lives upstairs." He's like your neighbor, like the guy on the couch character for Marvel, where they'd be like, "Yeah, he's also involved." And so I don't know why he gets a show.
It's like Jessica Jones or something. Like, what is she? Jewel? Jewel. I think
they're
is
all
who she
they're
is.
all in that neighborhood. Luke Cage, Iron Fist. Him and Iron Fist are real tight. Him and Luke Cage are cool. But it's just like, it's a weird reason.
That's how I got into Moon Knight, actually.
Luke Cage, Iron Fist from
Iron
Heroes
Fist.
for Hire.
Yep, and when they actually came out with the Iron Fist and all that shit, I was like, oh,
I love Iron Fist. He's one of my favorite Marvel characters at all.
He's great, but I thought maybe they'll bring in Moon Knight. I thought for sure that
in the show,
during that whole that Moon Knight was gonna pop in there at some point.
Yeah, and I really thought that too, because like, but that's kind of his role, where he's like, he doesn't have enough star power to get his own show, in my opinion.
He's like Chuck Norris. He's like Chuck Norris popping in on the Expendables.
Yeah, very much so.
Just like pops in for a minute.
But a whole standalone series, I'm sure it'll be cool.
James Gunn effect, dude. They're just running out of people.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like same thing with Jessica Jones. Like I would have never greenlit a Jessica Jones
Who'd have
TV
thought
show.
Ant-Man could be cool? And Ant-Man's like maybe
Me
the coolest.
is the answer. I did.
Well, yeah, but
for my whole life, and I've been arguing about it since 1998. But you're right. Ant-Man is one of the bigger Marvel films. He got 3 fucking movies, and he's in all the big Avengers movies. And so it's just like, again, if I could go back in time and tell myself to actually invest in Marvel Comics somehow, like, buy some stonks, I would, because like it's at the point of disbelief where I'm literally like I'm in disbelief every time a new show comes up and they're like, we're gonna do a fucking Shang-Chi TV show, and you're like, what the fuck, Shang-Chi? And they're like, yep, we ran out of stuff. We're just gonna stick him in there. And so it's like, dude, nothing will surprise me now. Like, there's nothing left. MODOK got a TV show? Fuck off, MODOK. Oh, his own show? Not even just a cameo in something? Like, his own fucking series? What? And then it's literally, it's like you go back in time and tell somebody that there's a fucking phone in your pocket that looks up all the information in the world. And you'd be like, yeah, right, whatever, dude.
Yeah, sure.
And that's where I would be. I'd be sitting in my room reading comics. Future me busts into my room. Dude, Ant-Man's gonna get his own fucking movie. What? No. Okay. Oh, Moon Knight gets a TV show. Okay, now I know you're lying.
Well, I'd never heard of Hellstrom, and they got that show. I was like, what the hell is Hellstrom?
Well, Hellstrom's not. I mean, that's not what the titular characters are known for.
Yeah,
but
I saw the whole thing, and it was good.
And you liked it.
It was good. Yeah, it was good. It was.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I'll give it a shot. Give Home Ec another shot.
Yes.
Yeah. What did I watch? I watched Star Trek Lower Deck.
Let's do Rando TV.
That's the name of our
Rando
fucking network.
TV.
Suck on that, Quibi. See how easy it is to come up with a good name? We came up with that by accident.
TV.
Check it out on Rando TV. It's great. It's fucking awesome. And so I watched Star Trek Lower Decks, which is fucking hilarious. Very self-aware, really good in-jokes for the people that actually really like Star Trek. Like, if you like Star Trek, you will love Star Trek Lower Decks. It is very funny and very poignant and very, like, self-aware. Lots of special guest stars from the original shows, like Riker's in it. Fucking
That's cool.
Yeah. Who's the psychic chick? Deanna Troi.
Mhm.
She's in there. All animated kind of in the style of Adventure Show-ish a little bit, maybe a little more regular show, or Adventure Time. Sorry. Really funny. And then the other show is Ted Lasso, which is the sleeper hit of the fucking
Ted
year.
Lasso. I don't even know what that is.
Sleeper hit of the year. New Jason Sudeikis television show.
Oh yeah.
On Apple TV, written and produced by Jason Sudeikis, who I normally fucking hate. No offense, Jason. Just you always play the douchebag character, and in this, he's a very wholesome and heartwarming character who plays an American football coach who, in a bizarre twist of events, is now in charge of a premier soccer league in England. He's never been to England before, and he moves to England, and he has to deal with all of this different world that he lives in. And as somebody who interacts with English people very often, because I have a lot of British friends, it is very interesting to watch, and it's very funny to watch because I've run into a lot of those scenarios. Like, I don't like tea that much. It's good. It's great. It's fine. Like, it's fine. But I don't love it as much as they do. And as an American, I don't understand why you drink it 24 hours a fucking day. But they make that very funny. And it's just got a great supporting cast. It makes you want to like soccer, that's a tall fucking order for me. Because I don't like games that go for 3 hours and can end in a tie. But
yeah.
But
I don't like watching ants run across a giant field.
Yeah, and exciting scores like 1-0 and 2-all.
Sorry, that was my soccer impression.
Very, very meh sport. The most meh sport besides, I don't know, golf.
I don't know. I like badminton.
Meh.
Mm.
But Ted Lasso, if you have Apple TV or if you have legal streaming websites that you could use to legally watch television shows, try it out.
Yeah.
You won't be disappointed. I was very pleasantly surprised. I found myself staying up all fucking night, and I watched like 7 episodes, and I was way past my bedtime.
What's the show on Amazon that's the comic nerds?
Utopia.
Utopia. That
It's
show
very,
is
very
fantastic.
good.
If you haven't seen that, watch that.
Very,
Both
very
of us
good.
binge watched that like all the way
first
through.
day. I
Yeah.
remember I watched it as soon as the clock turned. It's
Mhm.
really good. Saw the new Borat movie. Meh.
Yeah, I saw a show called The Queen's Gambit,
Ooh,
and
tell me about
this isn't a comic show. This is a super good show. I was like, hey, I'll give it a chance. It was the actress that plays Magic in the New Mutants,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, hey, that's the girl from New Mutants. Let's
watching
check it out. So I tuned in. I watched it. I was like, I got a few minutes to kill before I go to work. Let's just give this a few minutes and check it out. I got sucked in immediately, and I watched all 7 episodes in 24 hours. It's a young girl that gets orphaned. Basically, her family gets killed, car accident. She ends up in an orphanage. Becomes she gets taught by the janitor how to play chess and becomes a champion. And she's just a prodigy. And it's really good show.
Kind of like Blues Brothers. Is what I'm getting.
Kind of. She got some substance issues.
The janitor teaches them about the blues, and then
I mean, that was the super in a nutshell thing. If somebody would have described this show to me, I wouldn't have even tried it. But I was just like, hey, it's that actress. Let's check. Let's
Hot
give it a few
Orphan
minutes.
Becomes Chess Master wouldn't have been a.
She was a tiny.
Sounds
little
like a
girl.
Pornhub title.
Oh, man, she was a tiny little girl. But yeah, it was great show. It was like
she does become hot though, right?
Yeah,
I've seen the picture. I saw the picture.
She grows up into
right. Yeah, I saw the picture. She's not advertised as a little girl. She's
the actress,
a woman.
I believe, is 26.
She's a grown woman.
Yeah.
I don't need to know the specifics, but
Yeah.
when I saw the picture on Netflix, I didn't go, "Ooh, a little girl." No, she's like a fully grown, hot redheaded woman
Yeah, she's
playing chess.
by the end
I
of the
love it.
show.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in the beginning, she's like a toddler.
Nobody's worried about that.
Like a toddler playing
Come
chess.
on.
But kicking, it's funny because she's kicking old people that think they're hot shit, and they're getting schooled by a little kid, and it's
Is it like edgy chess where they're like,
it's
checkmate, bitch?
I'm not, just go watch it.
Okay,
just
I'll
go
check it.
watch
I'll
it.
try it. I'll try it.
I don't even want to describe it because
I'll try
it
it.
just makes it sound not good. The more I
Bishop to
the more
rook
I've tried to
4.
describe the show, the less good it's sounded. But it was good.
Yeah,
It
again,
was good,
doesn't
like-
sound like riveting television, but I'm gonna try it.
Yeah,
I promise.
it's good.
I'll
it's
try
like
it.
it's like it's like the first time I watched
Is it like The Crown meets Downtown Abbey?
That's
Is it
what
that
I got out
compelling?
of it
It's-
with more chess.
no, it's like when you watch
Defend it. Defend the show.
when you watch like a good Tom Hanks movie like The Terminal.
Oh, that's
The
my favorite
Terminal,
one. Way to lead,
or
strong lead. My
or
favorite one.
Castaway. Either way,
Top
when
two.
you're like
Mm.
that was just good. You walk away
God.
with a good feeling.
Terminal
and
is so
it was
fucking good.
It was intense. It has some ups and downs.
Hey, stop drilling. You struck oil.
okay,
I'm gonna watch
okay.
it. You said The Terminal. You got
Yeah,
me.
and-
You've struck me.
I was like, it was solid. It's super solid.
Okay.
I didn't expect it. Snuck up on me.
Queen's Gambit.
Again, I watched. They might be hour-long episodes.
That's a chess pun.
or
in
45.
itself.
So, and if you got me watching 7 episodes in 24 hours, that's good. Yeah. Huh?
So what time are we at?
We
'Cause I
time
feel
to
like-
go is what
I was
time
about to
it
say,
is.
We're fucking in
Yeah,
there.
we're fucking hour and 16
These other
minutes.
sections aren't huge.
Hey, well, real quick,
That's worth talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
there's going to be a
5 years from now, there's gonna be a really cool Darth Vader show, guys.
2025. But I got super excited because my favorite thing in Star Wars, in all of Star Wars, is the very ending of Rogue One.
Oh, a fucking
you finally get,
pinnacle.
you finally get to see Darth Vader kicking ass. Now, since I was a kid, for the last 40 years of my life,
Mhm.
I've been scared of Darth Vader when they're like, and kids at home, you don't even remember this. I had a little vinyl with a book. When the bing, turn the page, you hear that sound, and then dum 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 bum bum bum.
What
When
have
you
I
hear
been,
that-
my master?
I would get scared
Not bad,
and
man.
look around for mom as a toddler, like, and you're scared of him, and then you watch the movie and you see him force choke some homeboy at the table for talking back and all that,
Don't
but
talk
you
back.
never really get to see
You
Darth
don't see him
Vader
go
kick
off.
ass. Because back in the 70s and early 80s, it
couldn't
was
do it.
a big clunky
a
suit. The guy
Frankenstein.
can't see what's going. It's Frankenstein with a laser sword, and you don't get to see anything awesome. Finally,
Thanks to the fucking magic of television here in the years.
now that we're in the future, we finally get to see why Darth Vader's scary, like we did at the end of Rogue One.
And another thing here is that like you can have like a young actor, like
Oh,
somebody
yeah,
who's somebody who's actually able to like get hit by a truck in as far as stunt work goes.
Yeah.
You know, like those guys weren't stuntmen, they were old.
Yeah, well,
Like, this guy can actually get in there and do the work and be
Yes.
an imposing character. We're not going to see this for the next fucking 7
No,
years.
it's
though.
not-
really
it's-
never going to happen.
it's not going to come out till 2025. But
That's
just
wishful thinking.
if you're like me, and Dirk and Dustin, and you love the end of Rogue One, where
Ugh.
Darth Vader goes in and wrecks shop, and you get to see what actually
It's the only
happened.
piece of Star Wars that has come close to Empire Strikes Back, in my opinion. And it came very close. It like Icarus, too close to the sun, wings of pastrami.
It's arguably when it happened, I would have said that was my favorite piece of Star Wars.
Best 5 minutes
anything
of Star Wars.
of all Star Wars period at the time.
And they really the only thing that would have done it for me more was if like Don't Stop Me Now by Queen started playing when he started fucking force choking people and chopping their heads off. I was like, that was what was playing in my head when I heard the like door open, and it was like tonight, and he just walks into the room, starts fucking slashing folks and pushing, choking, kicking.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, you know that picture of Chris, what's his face from The Office? That's like,
yeah.
that's what I did in the theater. I
Parks
was
and
like,
Rec, yeah.
Parks and Rec. That's what I meant.
No, I did too. I remember
Yeah.
I stood on my fucking chair in the theater and was like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah,
And then I was like, oh shit. It's literally the first 5 minutes of New Hope,
yeah,
but revisionist history version where we made it as good as it could have been.
yeah. blew
And
my
you're
mind.
just like, because in New Hope, he just chokes that one guy and then he like threatens another dude and then that's it. But
Which-
in this, it was like, what?
Also, there's a fan-made film where they took the fight scene on the Death Star with Obi-Wan
Oh, I've
Kenobi
seen
and Darth
that.
Vader.
It's great.
And
really
they're
great.
Extended
they're really using the Force and like really
Yeah,
kicking ass.
it's
And
really
it's
good.
what you wish instead of two guys going. It's what you didn't see. It's like it's the behind the
Get a little
scenes. that-
excited there?
No, yeah, but it's really funny because like if you think about it, like Luke Skywalker and all those, they only see the boring thing,
Mhm.
and then
Right.
when they turn around to go run up there, then all this other crazy stuff's happening. So
Yeah.
it's like it's
They
funny.
throw a fucking lightsaber like Ray.
That was that
Yeah.
fucking little.
It-
I can't remember what they called it.
I don't
It's
either,
called
but
like
it-
TGA HX32 or some shit. but
It's fan made. It's badass. So
Really
so
good.
do a little searching for that. We're gonna 3 days, gang. 3 days till the Mandalorian.
that's right. Which is basically right now.
Yeah,
You might as well be there.
might as well be 3 minutes.
Set your clock ahead to Australia time, and you can watch it right now.
Barely right now.
Just right, just burly,
just barely,
just
Eh.
burly right now.
Yeah.
All right.
So
now you guys got to do the hard part.
hard parts: like, share,
Share.
subscribe.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. R.I.P. Quibi. Fucking nerds. That's what they get. I'm so stoked. Quibi? That's what they get.
Oh boy.
I hope. Yeah. I'm sorry. Sucks for you. Yeah. Follow us on Facebook. Like us on Twitter.
Thanks for
Come on.
watching.
We'll see you next week.
Outro. Ow!
With a pencil, like
Letterman.
Seth Meyers.
I stole that from Letterman.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.